ബാങ്ക് റിട്ടയർഡ് ഓഫീസേഴ്സ് ഫോറത്തിന്റെ 29ാമത് ദേശീയ സമ്മേളനത്തിന് നമ്മൾ ആരംഭം കുറിക്കുകയാണ്. നമ്മുടെ സംഘടന രൂപീകൃതമായിട്ട് 30ാം വർഷത്തിലേക്ക് കിടക്കുന്ന ഈ ചരിത്ര മുഹൂർത്തത്തിൽ നടക്കുന്ന ഈ കോൺഫറൻസ് എന്തുകൊണ്ടും വളരെയധികം പ്രസക്തിയുള്ളതാണ്. കോൺഫറൻസിന്റെ ആരംഭമായിട്ട് നിങ്ങളുടെ എല്ലാവരുടെയും അനുമതിയോടുകൂടി ഈ പതാക ഉയർത്തുവാൻ
Up, up, FBRO! 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 Up, IPAR! Up, up, IPAR! Up, up, IPAR! Up, up, ABOC! Up, up, ABOC! Up, up, ABOC! Inqilab Zindabad! 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 Inqilab Zindabad! 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 FBRO Zindabad! 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 FBRO Zindabad! 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 United Fraternity Zindabad! 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 ABOC Zindabad! 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 ABOC Zindabad! 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 29ാം സമ്മേളനം Zindabad! 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 29ാം സമ്മേളനം Zindabad! 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 National Conference Zindabad! 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 National Conference Zindabad! 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 FBOA Zindabad! 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 FBOA Zindabad! 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 Working Class Unity Zindabad! 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 Working Class Unity Zindabad! 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 July 14th Zindabad! 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 July 14th Zindabad! 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 I Park Zindabad! 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 I Park Zindabad! 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 FBRF Zindabad! 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 FBRF Zindabad! 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 ABOC Zindabad! 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 ABOC Zindabad! 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 FBOA Zindabad! 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 FBOA Zindabad! 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 Working Class Unity Zindabad! 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 Working Class Unity Zindabad! 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 Banking National Second Day Zindabad! 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 July 19 Zindabad! 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 National Conference Zindabad! 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 FBRO Zindabad! 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 Inqilab Zindabad! 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 Inqilab! Inqilab! Inqilab Zindabad! Inqilab! Inqilab Zindabad!
IB Park Zindabad!
Zindabad! Zindabad!
IB Park Zindabad!
Zindabad! Zindabad!
Retirees Unity Zindabad!
Zindabad! Zindabad!
Retirees Unity Zindabad!
Zindabad! Zindabad!
We demand pension updation!
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 Inqilab Zindabad!
Zindabad! Zindabad!
CBPRO Zindabad!
Zindabad! Zindabad!
CBPRO!
Zindabad!
CBPRO!
Zindabad!
सर्वेश्वरा तावक सविधे अंजलिबद्ध प्रणामम् सर्वेश्वरा तावक सविधे अंजलिबद्ध प्रणामम् ज्ञानाय बोधाय स्नेह संशुद्धाय ज्ञानाय बोधाय स्नेह संशुद्धाय शान्ताय कोटि प्रणामम् सर्वेश्वरा तावक सविधे अंजलिबद्ध प्रणामम् सर्वचराचर मनसि विराजित सर्वचराचर मनसि विराजित जगदीश कोटि प्रणामम् सर्वेश्वरा तावक सविधे अंजलिबद्ध प्रणामम् सर्वेश्वरा तावक सविधे अंजलिबद्ध प्रणामम्
30 വർഷം പിന്നിട്ട ബാങ്ക് പെൻഷൻ കരാർ കാലോചിതമായി പരിഷ്കരിക്കണമെന്ന് KV ആചാര്യ ആവശ്യപ്പെട്ടു.
And the way in which your chairman gave kudos to you, the way in which the chairman appreciated the contributions of the Federal Bank serving officers and employees as well as the retired members of the bank is something which should be definitely lauded because acknowledgement of the contributions by the management of the members is something rare to see these days. But I am very happy that Federal Bank management is always known for its generosity, magnanimity, and the relationship between the management and the officers organization, as well as the retired officers forum, is always a very special relationship of mutual understanding and concern for each other. With this kind of attitude, I am certain that the bank stands to gain, and the members also stand to gain. I am very happy to see that such a large congregation of Federal Bank retired officers in this hall, and as rightly told by Comrade Mundadan, that many hundreds of comrades could be witnessing this historic conference online, and yours is one organization which has been very meticulously conducting the conference every year. And probably I think there is no other organization which is so meticulously organizing the conference every year. And I must really congratulate you for this kind of very, very special kind of interest that you take, the involvement of the members in their organizational activities. I am equally happy to note that the conference is being held in the historic hall of late Comrade P.V. Matthew, a legendary figure in the trade union movement. I was fortunate to have a very, very close relationship with Comrade Matthew, and I had visited even the engineering institute, he was the main person behind that great institution, and the kind of leadership that he gave to the both the serving officers as well as to the retired people is something very, very great. And in this historic occasion, I gratefully remember and pay my rich tributes to the memory of Comrade P.V. Matthew. Comrades, since it is online, I do not want to get into any kind of lengthy speech, but then of course, your apex body, IVAPAR, which was founded in 2012, and the founder General Secretary was Comrade S.R. Sengupta, and I was at the time the president, and Comrade Subhita Sarkar became the General Secretary of the organization immediately after the sad demise of Comrade S.R. Sengupta. But the foundation laid by Comrade Sengupta was something very good. Today this organization is respected, recognized, and adjudged as one of the most dependable organizations of the bank retirements. The challenges are many. In fact, if you go through the challenges when we started the organization in 2012, virtually none of the issues of the retirees were considered by the management or by the IBA or the government. Many of the things were considered as impossible to achieve. Whether it is family pension improvement, whether it is dissolution of 100% DA, whether it is improvement of ex-gratia payments to the pre-86 retirees, or now the latest one, the one more option to the resign. These are the things which happened in course of time, but after a long struggle. Yes, we were always expecting support from the United Forum of Bank Unions. They, as our elder brothers, we were expecting a lot from them. Here and there, of course, they did extend their support. But then, of course, as rightly pointed out by Thomas, the required kind of enthusiasm in helping their elder brothers was little missing.
ഫെഡറൽ ബാങ്ക് റിട്ടയർഡ് ഓഫീസേഴ്സ് ഫോറം 29ാമത് ദേശീയ സമ്മേളനത്തിൽ വിശിഷ്ട അതിഥിയായി പങ്കെടുത്ത് സംസാരിക്കുകയായിരുന്നു ഓൾ ഇന്ത്യ ബാങ്ക് പെൻഷനേഴ്സ് ആൻഡ് റിട്ടയേഴ്സ് കോൺഫെഡറേഷൻ ദേശീയ പ്രസിഡന്റ് KV ആചാര്യ. മറ്റു മേഖലകളിൽ ശമ്പള പരിഷ്കരണത്തോടൊപ്പം പെൻഷനും പരിഷ്കരിക്കപ്പെട്ടു വരുന്നു. എന്നാൽ ബാങ്കിംഗ് മേഖലയിൽ പെൻഷൻ തുടങ്ങിയതിനു ശേഷം ഇന്നുവരെ ഒരു പരിഷ്കരണവും നടക്കാതിരുന്നത് ലക്ഷക്കണക്കിന് വിരമിച്ച ബാങ്ക് ജീവനക്കാരോടുള്ള നീതി നിഷേധമാണ്. ഇതിനു പകരം നാമമാത്രമായി എക്സ്ഗ്രേഷ്യ ഒരു പരിഹാരമല്ല. അതുപോലെ സ്വകാര്യ മേഖല ജീവനക്കാർക്ക് ഇനിയും കൊടുത്തിട്ടില്ല. രാജ്യം മുഴുവൻ ബാങ്കിംഗ് സംവിധാനം കെട്ടിപ്പടുക്കുന്നതിൽ വലിയ പങ്കുവഹിച്ച വിരമിച്ച ബാങ്ക് ജീവനക്കാരെ കാലങ്ങളായി അവഗണിക്കുന്നത് അധികാരികൾ തിരുത്തണമെന്നും അദ്ദേഹം ആവശ്യപ്പെട്ടു. ഫെഡറൽ ബാങ്ക് എംഡിയും ചീഫ് എക്സിക്യൂട്ടീവ് ഓഫീസറുമായ ശ്യാം ശ്രീനിവാസൻ സമ്മേളനം ഓൺലൈനായി ഉദ്ഘാടനം ചെയ്തു.
Not very far from now, I'll be in the camp of retired federals too. So I do hope to enjoy the same kind of health and energy that comes with it. When Paul had asked me to be here this morning to address all of you, I did think about what I would be talking about. I thought I'd just share with you what I wrote late last night to the entire bank about our bank and its opportunities and how we are placed. This is what they call a decadal opportunity. If we are pleased with what happened in the last 10 odd years, we should be supremely excited with what the next 10-15 years hold for our bank. Most recently, only 3-4 days ago, a very leading brokerage house put out a report on Federal and called it the decadal opportunity. To my mind, this is an extremely big vote of confidence for our bank, good stuff that is happening, and more importantly, will happen in the period ahead. Now, as folks who rendered great service to the bank over the last many years, I just heard that it's about 30 years old and the oldest retirees are now well into their 80s. I salute them for both their support and pray for their good health. But we can look back with great pride the progress the bank has made, and more importantly, will progress the bank will make and should make. When we talk about things like a decadal opportunity and how what's going on, we should see it in the context of how things have evolved over the last few years, how we as a bank have positioned ourselves, how the teams have come together irrespective of whatever the causes of stress, whatever the tensions, whatever the personal issues, teams have come together to make this a remarkable franchise. Many years ago, we coined the phrase that we want to be the most admired bank.
നൂതനമായ സാങ്കേതിക വിദ്യയും വൈദഗ്ധ്യവും സേവന സന്നദ്ധയും ഉള്ള തൊഴിൽ ശക്തിയും സമന്വയിപ്പിച്ച് ബാങ്ക് വൻ വികസനത്തിന്റെ പാതയിൽ ആണെന്ന് അദ്ദേഹം പറഞ്ഞു. ബാങ്കിന്റെ ഇന്നത്തെ വളർച്ചയ്ക്ക് ശക്തമായ അടിത്തറ പാകിയതും ഈ നിലയിലേക്ക് കെട്ടിപ്പടുത്തതും റിട്ടയർഡ് ചെയ്ത ജീവനക്കാരും ഓഫീസർമാരുമാണെന്ന് അദ്ദേഹം ചൂണ്ടിക്കാട്ടി. ഈ മുൻ തലമുറ ഇപ്പോഴും ബാങ്കിന് നൽകി വരുന്ന ശക്തമായ പിന്തുണയ്ക്ക് അവരെ അഭിനന്ദിക്കുന്നു.
We need to do a lot of stuff and do it all the time to continue to be admired. Not only then the bank's sort of opportunities will come to be real. As retirees, your interests are certainly that the bank should do well. You've served it so well for 30-40 years in some cases, and you would love to see your franchise, your bank, where your blood and sweat and toil have gone in to do well. And as a consequence, the future of the bank and the many more retirees will come up in the years ahead will continue to enjoy pride of place in society. Say, I am an expert. As I think about what the years hold and what I think can be takeaways for all of us, I'm not making this speech to give you guys some technical stuff that all of you know, and I'm sure you're great, sort of very well articulated. Thoughts are going across to the country to make the case that you want to, but I would like to suggest the following. To me, it's all about thinking forward. To me, it's about thinking ahead of what the future holds for our bank. Thinking about, and that's how I worked all my working life, that's how I've seen the progress of our bank. To me, thinking forward, looking at the opportunities ahead, doing the right things to be there right at the forefront is my first thought as I point to you about future and what we should be doing looking ahead for the bank. I've always maintained that We need to believe in the purpose. We need to be obsessed about the opportunity. We have to believe that this opportunity can be realized and our bank will be at the forefront.
ഐപാർക്ക് ദേശീയ ജനറൽ സെക്രട്ടറി സുപ്രിത സർക്കാർ സമ്മേളനത്തിൽ മുഖ്യപ്രഭാഷണം നടത്തി. ഫെഡറൽ ബാങ്ക് റിട്ടയർഡ് ഓഫീസേഴ്സ് ഫോറത്തിന്റെ പുതിയ വെബ്സൈറ്റും കലാ സാംസ്കാരിക വിഭാഗമായ സിംഫണിയുടെ ഉദ്ഘാടനവും AIBOC ദേശീയ സീനിയർ വൈസ് പ്രസിഡന്റും ജനറൽ ബാങ്ക് ഓഫീസേഴ്സ് അസോസിയേഷൻ ജനറൽ സെക്രട്ടറിയുമായ PR ഷിമിത് നിർവഹിച്ചു. പ്രസിഡന്റ് KT തോമാച്ചൻ അധ്യക്ഷത വഹിച്ച ചടങ്ങിൽ ഐപാർക്ക് കേരള അധ്യക്ഷൻ ടോം തോമസ് ആശംസകൾ പറഞ്ഞു. റിട്ടയർഡ് ഫോറം ജനറൽ സെക്രട്ടറി പോൾ മുണ്ടാടൻ സ്വാഗതവും ജനറൽ കൺവീനർ PK ഭാസി നന്ദിയും പറഞ്ഞു.
I deem it as a great privilege and pleasure to have the honor of delivering presidential address in the historic 29th AGM of Federal Bank Retired Officers Forum. I do refer this 29th AGM as historic, as we are entering the threshold of the 30th year of complete 3 decades of the proud existence of FBRI. Let us share between us the joy and pride of being one of the oldest organizations of retired officers and the unique historic stature of being the first of its kind among the private sector banks in the country as a whole. On behalf of all the members of this forum, I bow my head before the golden memories of late KP Hormuz, the unforgettable founder of Federal Bank. I do, with the reverence, remember the founder president late KM Abraham, General Secretary late George Samuel, and Treasurer late C.O. Thomas, along with all other adorable founder fathers of this 30-year-old Federalist Retirees Forum. We are all greatly indebted to FBOA for founding this mighty organization during the last decade of the last century, thanks to the visionary views of our all-time leader late P.V. Matthew and then General Secretary of FBOA, and the organizational enthusiasm of Sri T.S. Jagdishan, the then President of FBOA, who is also a member of our forum. I remember with a deep nostalgia and high level of satisfaction that I was designed by destiny to be a part of the formation of the forum in the capacity as the Deputy General Secretary of FBOA in the year 1994. On this proud occasion, I extend a big salute to each and every past and present leaders and members of FBOA for enviably building up this organization day by day, brick by brick, through challenges and victorious during these 3 decades. Friends, when we hold this conference, we are amidst many votes against us, like the ongoing struggle for pension updation, the absence of an affordable medical health insurance cover, the high-handed philosophy of snatching away of thousands of rupees every month from the pension eligibility of bank retirees in the pretext of a special allowance imposed brutally from November 2012 onwards. So the so-called pension scheme, which in all practical terms deteriorated into a no pension scheme, ignoring the feelings and heartburns of the retirees by the absenteeism of any dialogue mechanism to air the views of the retirees in the matters affecting retirees community. The befuddling arithmetics of pension computation, denying full pension for multiple years, even at the fag end of the life, and so on and so forth. This kind of a situation is nothing but severe humiliation to the senior and super senior citizens of the Indian banking sector. And of late, unfortunately, a new chapter of highly objectionable discrimination against the retirees belonging to the private sector banks is being evolved by IBA and UFBU, as we are humiliatingly denied even the so-called ex gratia payment. We are shocked to witness that AIBOC, our parent organization, is also a party to this injustifiable attitude when AIBOC is expected to protect all the four sectors as promulgated by the 4 stars in the very emblem of the AIBOC. We know in the emblem of AIBOC we can see 4 stars: public sector, private sector, cooperative sector, and regional rural banks. Even in regional rural banks, the 12th bipartite settlement and ex gratia benefit is extended, but it is not unfortunately extended to the retirees in the private sector. Totally ignoring the relevance of the mandate given by the private sector banks, we are feeling discriminated by the policy makers and representatives of the bank unions in the matter of extending ex gratia benefit to the private sector retirees, when everything else provided in the 12th bipartite settlement is extended in toto to those in the service in private sector banks in tune with the mandate given by the respective private sector bank managements. This kind of stepmotherly attitude of authorities is surprisingly a clear discrimination only to the retired pensioners of private sector banks. We are at a loss to understand the meaning of mandate asked and obtained by IBA from the private sector banks, a befooling of the managements and retirees alike belonging to the private sector banks by the latest bipartite settlement signed. This kind of highly objectionable discrimination against the retirees alone in the private sector banking, throwing to winds the mandate given by the private sector banks, points to a villainous possibility of a potential danger in the matter of pension updation to the retirees in private sector banks. I take this opportunity to urge AIBOC, our parent organization, not to make the private sector bank retirees scapegoats anymore by dancing to the tunes of certain vested interests in the apex level to treat the private sector bank personnel as second-hand citizens of the Indian banking system. We are very glad that Comrade Shimit has been elevated as the senior vice president of IBOC at national level. Likewise, the president of FBOA, Comrade Sachin Jacob Paul, he is also elevated as deputy health secretary, and treasurer Janip Kachapulli is elevated to the committee. I am sure that these leaders will definitely represent our case at the apex level and will try to find a resolution to the pending issues of the retirees. I also call upon the affiliates belonging to the private sector in UFBU to effectively intervene to block similar atrocities made to the banking personnel belonging to the private sector. Before concluding, I would like to gratefully greet Sri Shyam Srinivasan and his entire team for the empathetic approach displayed gracefully towards the yesteryears. We are pained to note that Sri Shyam sir is leaving the bank shortly after serving it as the most charismatic leader for the longest term after the golden days of the founder CEO late KP Hormis. Another homegrown dynamic executive, Sri KK Ajit Kumar, who inaugurated our 27th AGM in his capacity as the president and CHRO of Federal Bank, has now taken over the reins of Dhanlakshmi Bank, another heritage private sector bank of Kerala, as its MD and CEO. I, on behalf of FBROL, wish both of them all the best in their post-federal innings. I do extend very thankful salute to FBOA, our parent organization, which is led by President Sachin Jacob Paul and General Secretary Shimit Paul. Similarly, at the national level, Comrades KB Acharya, President of IPAR, and Comrade Suprita Sarkar, General Secretary, always render us very supportive and seasoned guidance. At our organizational front, I value very much the relentless support I enjoy from our well-experienced and dynamic General Secretary Sri Paul Mundadan and teammate office bearers and members of the Executive Committee. Last but not the least, I thankfully acknowledge the invaluable feedback, guidance I receive from each and every one of you, the vice members of the backbone of the Federal Bank Retired Officers Forum. Friends, let us make this conference a grand success and a source of strength and fountain of inspiration for our startling performance in the days ahead.
I am extremely happy to stand before you in this 29th annual General Body meeting to address you. I am happy to see all my seniors here and the former leaders of FBOA here. It's a great opportunity for me. And on behalf of Federal Bank Association, I would like to thank the wishes by our President, General Secretary and all of you for the elevation of FBOA leaders in the National All India Bank Officers Confederation. Once again, Sri Sachin Jacob Paul, elected as Deputy General Secretary of All India Bank Officers Confederation, Sri Janip J. Kachapalli as the Executive Committee member, and myself as Senior Vice President of AIBOC. This is truly a recognition of the activities or the support of FBOA members, where the previous leaders like our P.V. Matthew, Sri Paul Mundadan, and all of you. FBOA is always a vibrant body, not only in Kerala but in national level. And the other banks knows it very clearly, and that is why this recognition is coming to FBOA always. And whatever the things already discussed here, I think the important one is the pension updation. It was mentioned again and again by all the leaders. So we know this time the bipartite settlement that completed within a span of 15 months. The meetings with IBU were so fast, and there was a plan to complete it before the election to Parliament. That was good for us on the one side, and on the other side we lost something. There was no strive to achieve this bipartite settlement. That was great for the first time. But we were forced to sign the settlement. That is another part. There was a memorandum. It was signed in December 7th, 2023. With certain conditions, the amount of load involved to enhance the salary and other allowances. How much was the increase in load to DA increase, total percentage of amount. So that was signed on December 7, 2023, and there was one clause in it. That was point 8 in the memorandum signed on December 7, 2023. That point reads as, all other issues of the management and the unions bar association discussed during the process of negotiation, including payment of ex-gratia to pensioners and family pensioners of private sector banks and foreign banks, will be settled to the mutual satisfaction. This was the point number 8 in the memorandum dated 7 December 2023. I was there at that time. It was not mentioned at the time of discussion, but after the discussion this point came. I asked our national IBOC leader, Comrade Ruben Roy, about this point, and the reply given was, it is on my mobile also, there was much resistance from Federal Bank on load also, and that shows their reluctance to continue. That was the word by our All India Bankers Confederation National General Secretary. That means to include private sector bank in this ex-gratia for pensioners, there was a reluctance from all the managements, including Federal Bank. So they keep it as open. We know the pension is the most demand, pension updation of pension is the most demand from all our retirees. It was introduced in 1995, pension for bank employees. For the last 30 years, there is not much increase in that pension. And it's a long pending demand, and it's only because of that this ex gratia to pensioners was introduced in 12/5/28 or the 9th joint note. It is not matching with the updation of pension, but it is a little solace to our demand. So how much will be the ex gratia for pensioners if it is implemented in our bank? We might have, now the current PF number in our bank is 25,000, around 25 plus. That means if we take from the assistance of Federal Bank, we may have 25,000 employees. From 2010 onwards, it is NPS system, so we can remove from 2010 onwards officers or employees, whatever we have. My PF number is 6850. I have 9 years remaining. So we can take an exemption that maybe up to PF number 5,500, all might have retired in the bank. That means 5,500 rupees may be retirees. And if you are ready to give ex gratia, release to give ex gratia to those 5,500 employees, how much will be our total amount payout? Yesterday I talked to one person in State Bank of India, how much he is getting as ex gratia, monthly ex gratia. He informed me that he is getting 1,200. He is retired 4 years back, so he is getting 1,200. If we consider from 1,200 to maybe we can take an average of 3,000 as ex gratia to pensioners. We consider all the employees. Let us say 3,000 is the monthly amount of ex gratia to one retired officer or one employee. So if we consider 5,000 retired employees in our bank, it will come to around 5,000 into 3,000. 1.5, right? 1.5 crores. Yeah. Per month we have to pay out for 1.5 crores. And if we go for 12 months, it will be 18 crores. 18 crores is the amount required for releasing ex gratia to pensioners. 50 lakhs. No, 5,000 into 3,000. 1.5 crores, yes. 1.5 crores per month. 6 zeros. Yes. And 18 crores per year. So that is the amount for paying ex gratia to pensioners. How much is our profit, bank's profit? The last year it was 3,710 crores. How much was our profit in 2022? It was 1,800 crores, 1,800 lakhs, 1,800 crores. So from 2022 to 2024, our profit share increased to almost double and reached 3,700. So whether we don't have that money to pay the ex gratia, that is our question. If the private banks are doubting about the payment capacity, that is sure. All the private sector banks or the banks are ultimate aim is profit, not the social improvement or social justice or the changes, whatever we are talking about. Profit is required. But this much profit we have acquired for the last 2 years, or when we consider from the present MD and CEO's part, we have gone grown such a way that we can pay the ex gratia for another 10 years. Even though this ex gratia is for a period of 5 years, from 2022 to 2017, that is a condition. This ex gratia will be for a period of this bipartite settlement only, subject to review, because so many cases, as mentioned, so many cases are pending at various courts. So that will be going to another direction, and this ex gratia is restricted for 5 years with an annually review also. So my point is, bank is having that capacity to pay the ex gratia in Federal Bank officers or Federal Bank employees. More than that capacity. If they are spending the amount for marketing, a portion of that marketing expenses is enough to pay the ex gratia to our employees. And they are saying that as because of the clause in our bipartite or the joint note, they are not able to pay. That is their version, management's version. But I don't believe that, because when this joint note was signed, immediately I met our management and asked about this payment of ex gratia. At that time, they have mentioned about that, yeah, we are ready to give that because it comes from small amount. But after 1 month, when it was the time of implementation, salary revision implementation, it was totally changed. And now they are sticking on to that clause in bipartite settlement. And I asked our National General Secretary Ruben Roy about this. So he informed me that already communication given to Federal Bank management. If they are ready to implement, they can implement. There is no problem. Because it is like that, respective banks management can take the decision to implement the ex gratia. So that is the position I want to clarify on behalf of the All India Bank Officers Confederation also. Because ABOC is always now it is the largest organization among the bank employees, and is always supporting the issues of retirees employees. When the Punjab National Bank General Secretary is a retired officer, so this pension updation, as mentioned earlier, it is a long time demand. It is coming in all the executive committee meetings. It is an agenda in the all executive committee meeting that pension updation is required. Like our 5-day banking. You know, the 5-day banking was a long demand. It was started from 2007 and we got 2 days off in 2015. So there is a process. 8 years it took to get 2 days off, and another 9 years, and it is still pending with the ministry. So if we not, government is not implemented the 5-day pay or announced the 5-day pay, ABSC took a decision to go for agitation. Anyway, that is situation. So I would like to reiterate that the support from AIBOC to implement this ex gratia to pensioners in private sector bank, especially for our Federal Bank, that will be always be there, and we will take all the effort to implement it immediately in our Federal Bank. We have already started the agitation, starting with a protest demonstration at Tiruvandhuram, and one of the point in that is the implementation of ex gratia to pensioners. So all the meetings or whatever the discussion with the management we have, we will raise this point and we will get it done. Nowadays, everybody is talking about the pressure, harassment, the banking sector is experiencing. So many cases of suicides are coming. So in the national level also, these cases are coming up. Other banks, all other banks, working up to 12 midnight. Bank of India General Secretary was saying that a review meeting was conducted up to 12 midnight. So that is the position. Banking sector is changing a lot. Management is trying to make the profit with the more stringent actions on the employees and daily targets, etc. So it is a time to be on the street. We know this is also the time to go with the court and also with the street. So I request all of your support also. FBOA is always in the forefront in all the agitation programs, but we know this is our bank. That also in our mind, and only because of that the bank reached a total business of 4,61,000 lakhs in the last year. What happened to South Indian Bank or other banks, Catholic banks? other private sector bank, old generation banks. South Indian Bank and our Federal Bank was neck and neck on one time, and we are almost double now. It is only because of the vibrant trade unions in this organization. If there is no vibrant trade unions, the bank will not exist. We heard about Bank of Madura, now it is nowhere. Lakshmi Vilas Bank, Lord Krishna Bank, and Nedungadi Bank, all has gone. So the Association of Trade Union activists should be vibrant. At this time, we should keep our mind that this is our bank, and only because of that, we all are FBOA and FBRO is here. Thank you very much, comrades. Once again, I congratulate all of you for and make this conference a grand success.
Whether we are, the bankers, are having any COVID-19 in our financial chests of the banks, or any other contagious diseases in our career blood, to keep this unhealthy attitude from the authorities concerned for becoming dealing with the pensioners issue. We know the biggest tragedy is that pensioners are not heard by the authorities. There is no logic in it. Even we know the Gazette publication regarding the pension case is clearly telling that if any doubt is there, it will be in the lines of the central government employees, and there is a pay commission for giving that pension details of the government, central government employees. And the pay commission make time to hear the retirees of the central service. Same should be applicable here. Unfortunately, the UFBU is not insisting, the IBA is not agreeing, the government of India is not forcing upon the IBA and UFBU to consult the main stakeholders, the retirees. The tragedy is that just like if Indian territory is going to be defined and decided by the countries like Pakistan and China, and without hearing India, what will be the position of India? The same ill fate we are having here. That is why we are having this kind of problems. I think when we are having this conference, we heard the President saying, because of the paucity of time, I am not mentioning the hundreds of problems we are facing, the hundreds of discriminations we are facing, hundreds of heartburns we are having in the financial sector from UFBU and IBA. Consequent to that, we are forced to think that whether IBA means Indian Banks Association or Indifferent Bank Association for the cause of the retirees, whether UFBU means United Forum of Bank Unions or Unfriendly Forum of Bank Unions as far as the retirees are concerned.
Various functionaries of FBROF and my dear members of our great organization who are attending the 29th AGM physically as well as online. Now we are at the fag end of the inaugural session and will be continuing the business session. I am privileged to stand before you to express our sincere gratitude to you all on behalf of the organizing committee. Our conference was inaugurated by Sri Shyam Srinivasan, MD and CEO of our beloved bank. He was kind enough to accept our invitation and spare time from his busiest schedule to inaugurate the conference and grace the occasion. Your insights today will definitely fuel our journey ahead. Sri Shyam sir, on behalf of FBROF and organizing committee, I would like to extend our heartfelt thanks to you. We are also lucky to hear the latest updates on the issues that we are facing today from the tallest leaders of our parent organization, AIB Park. They are none other than Comrade K.V. Acharya, National President, and Comrade Suprita Sarkar, National General Secretary. Their words were enlightened us and really worthwhile. We owe a great deal of gratitude to them and on behalf of the organizing committee, I extend a hearty vote of thanks to our great leaders, Sri Acharya and Suprida Sarkar. We are honored to have had Sri P.R. Schmidt, the young and dynamic General Secretary of Federal Bank Officers Association and Senior Vice President of IBOC, grace us with his presence. He graciously accepted our invitation and launched the new FBROF website and Facebook pages. On behalf of the organizing committee, I extend our sincere thanks to Schmidt for his invaluable contribution to the event. Sri Tom Thomas, President IPAR Kerala State and our former President, has offered his felicitation. His constant encouragement is a driving force behind our successful events. On behalf of the committee, I express my gratitude to extend our vote of thanks to Sri Tom sir. We formed various committees for the smooth accomplishment of the conference. As the AGM is conducting in hybrid mode, the most important task was carried out by the Technical Support Committee led by the convener Sri V.O. Papachan. The wholehearted cooperation of the staff from FISAC in this regard is hereby acknowledged with thanks. We owe a great deal of gratitude to the members of Technical Support Committee led by Sri V.O. Papachan. The efforts taken by the Program Committee under the leadership of Srimati Girija C. George, who is also overseeing committee member of Alva area, and Sri Abdul Rashid, Alva Help Desk convener and also acting area secretary of Alva area, are also commendable. Actually, Abdul Rashid has played a double role in his function as area secretary and the help desk convener. The registration committee led by Sri Matai Paul, the reception committee led by Sri C.P. Mohandas, food committee led by A.T. Avarasan, publicity committee led by Sri Shivakumar N. are all taken sincere efforts for the accomplishment of the event. The special skill of comparing by Smith P.S. helped a lot for the smooth and the systematic conduct of the event. Ms. Archa, our staff and daughter of our member Sri A.R. Vijayan also joined us to support in our proceedings. On behalf of the organizing committee, I express a special thanks to and gratitude to you all. Then, our President Sri K.T. Thomachan and General Secretary Sri Paul Mundadan, we owe a great deal of gratitude to these two leaders. From the very beginning, Sri Thomachan sir's meticulous attention in detailing the functions and duties of the committee has been invaluable. His dedication has ensured our success in fulfilling our responsibilities. Thank you doesn't seem enough, but I mean it sincerely. You are all aware, our General Secretary Mr. Paul Mundadan is well versed in computer and IT related aspects. His support and guidance have helped us a lot in conduct of the event in hybrid model and also designing our website and Facebook page. His leadership and support have been instrumental to the committee's success. On behalf of the committee, I extend our sincere gratitude and thanks to Sri Paul Mundadan. We cannot forget the leadership support and involvement of the office bearers in Alva, Sri Rajnaran and VM, Sri Amtul Nasser MB, Sri Paul Jose Matthew, Sri A. Mohammed, Sri Mohammed Ansari, Sri George Mathekal, and the Ernakulam Zonal Secretary Sri Raju George. Their help and support are also worth mentioning. On behalf of the committee, I extend our sincere thanks to them all. I also express my gratitude to Sri Venkateswaran, who is also acting as our office secretary of FBROF, for all his help in our activities. We are honored to have a distinguished group of senior members and esteemed veterans for gracing us with their presence today. On behalf of the organizing committee, I extend our sincere gratitude to them all. Last but not least, the success of this conference succeeds with a strong membership participation, and we are thrilled to see such a strong turnout. Both online and in person, attendance has been fantastic, and we are especially grateful for the presence of leaders from our parent organization also. On behalf of the organizing committee, I express our sincere thanks and gratitude to all those who are attending the meeting physically as well as online. On concluding my duty, once again express a big thanks to you all. Thank you all.
ചടങ്ങിൽ 80 വയസ്സ് തികഞ്ഞ മുതിർന്ന 18 അംഗങ്ങളെ ആദരിക്കുകയുണ്ടായി. ജനറൽ സെക്രട്ടറി പോൾ മുണ്ടാടൻ അവതരിപ്പിച്ച പ്രവർത്തന റിപ്പോർട്ടും ട്രഷറർ E.A. മുഹമ്മദ് അവതരിപ്പിച്ച വാർഷിക കണക്കുകളും യോഗം ഐക്യകണ്ഠേന അംഗീകരിച്ചു. സമയബന്ധിതമായി പെൻഷൻ പരിഷ്കരിക്കുക, സ്വകാര്യ മേഖലയിൽ നിന്ന് വിരമിച്ചവർക്കും എക്സ്ഗ്രേഷ്യ അനുവദിക്കുക, പെൻഷൻ പലിശ വരുമാനം ആദായ നികുതിയിൽ നിന്നും ഒഴിവാക്കുക, സ്വയം വിരമിക്കേണ്ടി വന്ന ജീവനക്കാർക്ക് പെൻഷനുള്ള ഓപ്ഷൻ അനുവദിക്കുക, മെഡിക്കൽ ഇൻഷുറൻസ് പ്രീമിയത്തിനുള്ള GST ഒഴിവാക്കുക, വിരമിച്ചവരുടെ ഇൻഷുറൻസ് പ്രീമിയം ബാങ്കുകൾ വഹിക്കുക, സ്പെഷ്യൽ അലവൻസുകൾ പെൻഷനും ഗ്രാറ്റുവിറ്റിയും കണക്കാക്കുന്നതിൽ പരിഗണിക്കുക എന്നീ പ്രമേയങ്ങൾ യോഗം പാസാക്കി.
Extremely happy to extend a warm and hearty welcome to one and all to the inaugural function of the 29th National Conference of the Federal Bank Retired Officers Forum, being held today in hybrid mode, both online and physical, at P.V. Matthew Memorial Hall, FBOS Center, Alwa. On this occasion, I bow my head in respectful memory of the three legendary personalities who left us to their heavenly abode, namely late K.P. Hermes, the visionary founder of Federal Bank, late P.V. Matthew, the unequaled leader and the former president of FBROF and the former general secretary of FBOA, and late S.R. Sengupta, the doyen of bank trade union movements and the founder general secretary of our apex body IPAR, and the founder president and the general secretary of AIBOC. Federal Bank Retired Officers Forum was formed in 1994 with a handful of retired officers under the initiative of late P.V. Matthew, then general secretary of Federal Bank Officers Association, as a common platform for retired officers, all of whom were former members of FBOA, for periodical get-together and sharing. Now we have grown 2,536 strong and 22 areas and 10 zones spread all over the country. It's a proud moment for all our members who have assembled here and the large number of our members attending this 29th National Conference online from various parts of the country. As you know, this national conference assumes great significance as it is being held at a time when the bank retirees are fighting for their just demands, such as updation of pension, extension of ex-gratia payment to retirees of private sector banks, which was already granted to retirees of public sector banks as per 12th bipartite settlement, reckoning of special allowance and DMS allowance for the computation of terminal benefits, pension option for resignees and those who were left out earlier, reforms in pension rules, negotiation status to retirees organization, etc. Having said this as a brief prelude, let me go to my assigned duty of welcoming all of you. Today we are indeed privileged to have the eminent and gracious online presence of Sri Shyam Srinivasan, MD and CEO of the Federal Bank Limited, as the chief guest to inaugurate our 29th National Conference, which is being held in hybrid mode. He has been leading our bank for the past 14 years, taking it to amazing heights of growth and glory. Ever since he took charge as the MD and CEO of the bank, he has been keen on providing federals with better working conditions in the industry. We especially owe much to him for his assured paternal care and support to retirees of the bank and their genuine issues. We are grateful to the bank and Shamsar for hand-holding federals, both the serving and the retired alike, all these years, recognizing the fact that federals are the true foundation of the federal edifice and also its true ambassadors. He has gracefully approved many of the requests of BROF to better our welfare with commendable initiatives. FedCare, a medical insurance initiative launched in 2012, providing 70% premium support for the base policy for health insurance, reflects the bank's dedication to us. Death relief of rupees 20,000, personal loan of rupees 3 lakhs to retirees at a concession rate of 9.90% for a loan period of 3 years, ID card to retirees, pension book to retirees, retiree handbook, digital service memoir, retirees pays in bank's website providing required services, grant of eligibility of the spouse of the deceased retiree for the additional interest of 1% on their deposits, informatory messages to the pensioners by retirees on credit of their pension with details of total pension, TDS deducted if any, and the net amount credited, allowing the designate to receive pension in the joint account of the retiree and his or her spouse, etc. are few of them. When I invited him to our national conference, he readily accepted it without any hesitation. Sir, we are extremely happy and thankful to you that you have taken time from your busy schedule to attend this function online to inaugurate our conference. We deem your online presence as a great honor. On behalf of Federal Bank Retired Officers Forum, I extend our most hearty, cordial and warm welcome to Sri Shyam Srinivasan, the MD and CEO of the Federal Bank Limited. Our guest of honor today is Comrade K.V. Acharya, the inspiring National President of IPAR and the Joint Convener of CBPRO, who is present online to address and enlighten us on the various issues and challenges faced by the bank retirees of the country. We are also fortunate to have the vibrant online presence of the National General Secretary of IPAR, Comrade Suprida Sarkar, as today's keynote speaker. These two doyens of bank retirees movement in the country have been fighting for the cause of retirees with unmatched dedication and commitment for decades, which has yielded glaring benefits to the retirees. On behalf of Federal Bank Retired Officers Forum and all of us attending this conference physically and online, let me extend a very hearty welcome to our great national leaders, Comrade K.V. Acharya and Comrade Suprida Sarkar, to the inaugural session of the 29th National Conference of the FBRO being held at P.V. Matthew Memorial Hall, FBOA Center, Alva. Comrade Shimit Pia is the General Secretary of the Federal Bank Officers Association, our parent organization. We are happy that he has been elevated as the National Senior Vice President of IBOC in his triennial conference held recently at Guwahati.
For compulsorily retired officers and employees. Resolved that the 29th General Body meeting being held in hybrid mode on 14th July 2024 at P.V. Matthew Memorial Hall at FBOA Center, Aluva, demands IBA, bank managements, government authorities to allow second option for pension to the officers or employees who were compulsorily retired by the banks as allowed to other officers, employees as per joint note dated 27/4/2010, signed along with the 9th bipartite settlement.
Please pass the resolution.
That took place physically in last September. Moreover, our bylaw provisions also permit us to go for online or hybrid meetings whenever required, which will in fact result in more reach, inclusivity, reduced cost, and ensures a smooth and accessible deliberation for all retirees far and wide. who might not be able to attend a physical meeting due to health or other limitations. It was in this background, Executive Committee held on 3/5/2024 unanimously decided, after elaborate discussions, to hold the first annual general body meeting during the current biennial period in a hybrid mode, both online and offline, with a limited physical presence, but facilitating larger online participation of our members from various corners of the country. Now coming to the homage part, it is only with profound grief and sorrow that we can report the names of 19 of our dear members who left us for eternal peace since our last conference on 10th September 2023. Late George Kuti Joseph, Chandramohan B, Padmakumar G, Benny John, Cherian T.I., John K, Sidaraman B, Philip Thomas, Jacob Ivo, Baby K.S., Jacob Thomas Ullatil, Abraham T.C., Polly George, Joseph Etty, Worky BB, Emmanuel Alex, Prem Kumar P, Cherian A.C., Jose Kuti Joseph, Wilfred Saldana. Then Kishore S.A. PF number 6836, officer of our bank, also left us while in service during the report period. Apart from this, few others serving and other retired federals who are not our members also had expired during the report period. Let us observe 2 minutes silence in respectful memory of all these departed souls and offer our tributes and prayers to them. Please stand up. Thank you. Now you can see that in the report there are so many sections, and it is an exhaustive report. It covers the first part, the national scene, then Indian economic scene is there, 8th Lok Sabha elections are there, banking scenario has been explained in page 12, then performance of banks in the year ended 31/3/2024, and the interesting fact is that the growth in the private sector outweighs the growth in the public sector. When the public sector has gained 1.41 lakh crores of profit, the 26 private sector banks have attained 1.78 lakh crore profit. And even in the case of volume also, they have outweighed the others. Then the bank privatization, unclaimed deposits, federal banks scenario, our business results are given. Then our page number 7, provisional results of June has been narrated, and there is a description on the Apex organizations, All India Bank Pensioners and Retirees Confederation (IPARC), and we have got the governing council meetings, the IPARC leadership, then the coordination of bank pensioners and retirees (CBPRO) in page 21. Then we have a narration on All India Bank Officers Confederation (ABOC). And next page 22, we are having a report on IPAR Kerala Committee report. I mean, you can see the list of functionaries from our organization who are leading Kerala State Committee, and those who are engaged also are serving as the local leaders in respective areas. And there is a report on page 24 on Joint Forum of Bank Retirees in Kerala, which is an exemplary movement that has taken place from last year's onwards, and observance of Nationalization Day. And on the coming July 19, we are going to observe Nationalization Day and Demands Day in various district centers of Kerala. Then there is a report on EOPU. Then on page 25, we have a report on MPOA, our parent organization. And there is in page 26 gives a detailed report on 12th bipartite settlement. What we have got in return in the 12th bipartite settlement or 9th joint note, that the payment of ex gratia to the pensioners as on 31/10/22. Then page 28 says the injustice meted out to the private sector banks without extending ex gratia payment to the retirees of private sector bank. And another achievement gained is one more pension option for the resignees and those who are left out and those who are left out also should be given. But so far it has not been implemented in Federal Bank, and we demand its immediate implementation. And generally, the retirees issues are covered in from page number 29 onwards. We have heard enough of it. That is updation of pension. One thing, the central issue, and page number 31 deals with revision of pension package in SBI. Now, which has happened, increasing it from 40% to 50% as a third benefit, as part of third retirement benefit. Then pension trust in private sector bank. There is a narration in page number 32. Then we demand an affordable and better medical insurance scheme. In page number 33, IPAC had given a detailed list of proposals in the medical insurance, about the medical insurance, and we demand reckoning of special elements to compute basic pension and gratuity. We also demand reckoning of dearness allowance for calculation of gratuity. We demand, page number 37, we demand consultation negotiation status, and we also demand improvement in pension reforms, page number 38. Then we want to have a reduction in the qualifying service for full pension. Right now we know that the qualifying service for full pension is 33 years. Our demand is to be reduced to 20 years, and the factor is also to be appropriately improved. And the second option for pension for the compulsorily retired officers, that is also detailed in page number 40. And gratuity limit, so far right now it has been increased to 25 lakhs in government employees. It is up to 25 lakhs. A 5 lakh more is extended, and now we are getting only 20 lakhs. And there is an earlier case of the date applicability is also there. We demand a correction in that and implementation in that. Then regarding our internal meetings and organizational activities, office bearers meetings, then executive committee meetings, our assignments, correspondence with management, page number 48 gives a detailed report on the zonal and area meetings and family meets. This time we have included total coverage of the zonal and the area activities. As you know, FBRO is functioning in the area levels in a very, very vibrant manner. So it has to get a place in our central report. So all the 22 areas and the 3 zones had their activities over here. The 10 zones activities are there, coordinating the thing. The whole things are covered over here up to page number 63. The details of area and zonal meetings, family meetings, all are given. In 64, we are giving a report. We have given a report on Wednesday meetings, and for general information, we have given the narration of dispute of income tax deducted and kept in the account payable account as per the court order in 2010, while implementing second option for pension under 9th bipartisan settlement. And there is page number 67. We have shown the details of the GMA group medical insurance policy, what has happened to it last year, what has happened, and how we address the thing. What is the financial assistance we could give to our people, and we have given certain suggestions to IPAR to take up with the national, UOPU and IBA and government authorities for introducing an improved medical insurance scheme, attempt to give better priority to IBA, and so many suggestions, plan A, B, C, all that we have given. And retired bank officers facing legal cases. That was what our General Secretary, Comrade Suprita Sarkar, was mentioning. And as all of you know, we are at the threat of even imprisonment. We are not spared, we are not insulated, even though we are retired. Even after 13 years, if one of our hapless officer could be jailed, then we see that there is a hidden real danger. And all these cases we find that these people have been cleared by the bank and they don't have any responsibility, but the culprits, fraudsters have brought in the charge of collusion just for their escape only. And these people are even jailed in cases. Even serving officers are also subject to this. So we want a kind of a practical solution to this. We are thankful to the management that our bank has been with these people always for quite a long time, and for even bearing the legal charges and supporting them and getting them bail and all that. The policy of the bank is that till a person is convicted, he is only an accused person, and bank support will be there. And we have been able to ensure it. Our intervention will be there it will continue in the coming days also. And where there is a perquisite case that we lost in the Supreme Court. You know that we were told by the income tax authorities to give perquisite tax when the perquisite is above 1,800. We had, when I was the General Secretary of the FBOA, we had given a case and we had obtained the stay order. But unfortunately, the things have changed. Though AUSC had fought the case, now we lost the case in the Supreme Court. That is there, and it
very shortly, the final